Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, we find out how the upgraded CPR Annie is helping save lives in Taiwan. Next, we see how academic pressures can cause chronic insomnia and change the quality of life. Finally, we head over to the Taichung Jinsi Hall and see how Tzu Chi volunteers keep it clean. CPR Annie is a training mannequin that helps emergency workers and members of the public learn how to perform CPR. However, in Taiwan, the mannequin has received an upgrade and can now simulate more than just cardiac arrest. The upgraded mannequin is helping medical staff throughout Taiwan's medical centers stay sharp so that they can save more lives. Let's take a look.
This mannequin not only has a pulse but speaks as well. It is the highest grade medical training dummy employed in Taiwan's medical centers. What makes it special is that it can simulate the actual response of a patient in various medical emergencies. Trainees first check the dummy's life signs and then proceed to remove the obstructing object from the esophagus, at which point breathing and blood pressure are immediately normalized. Such realism in a simulation tests the trainees' medical expertise and their readiness to respond to the unexpected. Suddenly, a man is found unconscious at the scene, and all trainees proceed to treat the patient.
We call for an ambulance. Please come back here. Let's thank our actor.
As it turned out, the man is an actor hired to test the trainees. Though it may have been too realistic, it was a good test of the trainees' capabilities.
This time we didn't just learn from a book or through a lecture or a class, but by actually getting involved in simulated scenarios.
It's very lifelike and quite realistic.
Though expensive, the high-tech training mannequin is helping medical personnel prepare for emergency situations and thus help save more lives.
To help impoverished students, Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter not only provide them with scholarship subsidies, but also job opportunities following their college graduation. This year, 30 scholarship recipients signed employment contracts with Tzu Chi and vowed to devote themselves to Tzu Chi's mission as a way to give back to society and help relieve their families' financial burden.
Listening attentively as Tzu Chi volunteers outline the nature of employment, these students now have a better idea of their job content following graduation. This year, 30 scholarship recipients signed a contract with Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter, agreeing to work for Tzu Chi following their graduation. This way, they not only have a chance to reciprocate to society, but also to help their families make ends meet.
Now the work of Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter is expanding by the day. By offering these student jobs, they can give back to society and serve members of the public.
With Tzu Chi subsidies, these students can not only complete their college studies, but also get a job upon graduation. Scholarship recipient Dedi Juwita Sari plans to study nursing as she wants to look after the poor and sick people in the future.
Everything is mutual. This is the best way to reciprocate. I am grateful to receive Tzu Chi scholarship and have a chance to obtain my college degree.
I hope that when they succeed, they will remember those who once helped them. They should remember Tzu Chi's spirit and devote themselves to its missions.
Knowing the path they will take and where they are headed, these students are more confidently in the face of future challenges.
In Chile, Father's Day is celebrated on the third Sunday of June, and recently, Chile Tzu Chi volunteers, young and old, traveled to a senior home in Macul, which is located near the central eastern part of the greater Santiago region, to celebrate the holiday with the residents there. Although from different faiths, the festive atmosphere and the warmth the volunteers brought with them was infectious.
The seniors of Alto de Sir Senior Home in Macul, Chile, are these children's most supportive audience members. To reciprocate Chile Tzu Chi volunteers' love and care, the residents elected a representative to give a speech of appreciation. As the joyful atmosphere fills the room, a granny decided to serenade everyone with a song. The third Sunday of June is Father's Day in Chile, And although those giving or receiving love here may not be related or share the same faith, they celebrate the occasion together like one big happy family.
In our continuing series on insomnia, today we take a closer look at the effects of academic pressure on sleep patterns. Doctors say that for most people, 7 to 8 hours of sleep is the minimum needed to fully recharge, and that long-term sleep deprivation can lead to various health problems.
In my third year, it seemed like I never slept. I was awake both day and night.
Although now close to 70, Chen is still spry and actively involved in research. It is difficult to imagine that this decorated professor of atmospheric science once suffered from chronic insomnia.
In the second semester of my third year of junior high school, I learned that there was a graduation exam coming up in a month. During that month, I had to review all my subjects. Of course, the pressure was intense, so even when I was dreaming, I would be dreaming of which subjects I had yet to review. That went on for the entire month.
In fact, due to the pressures of schoolwork from high school through college, for 8 years Chen suffered from chronic insomnia.
I couldn't sleep even if I wanted to. I just couldn't fall asleep because I couldn't sleep for the entire month. In class, I would find myself nodding off 3 or 4 times for around 3 minutes at a time.
However, after going to the United States for his graduate studies, Chen's sleeping patterns returned to normal. Until today, there has been no explanation as to why for 8 years Chen was unable to sleep and yet still function at a high level. However, in this regard, Chen was the exception rather than the rule.
There are people that simply need to sleep less. This group expends energy differently from the average person. Most people need at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep, but there are others that perhaps only need 3 to 5 hours before they feel recharged.
Research has shown pressure, academic or otherwise, can interfere with our sleep and later the health of our mind and body.
If the average person doesn't get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, and this goes on for a long period of time, it can negatively impact their health.
Being unable to fall asleep is a hardship only those who suffer from insomnia can know. As for Chen, he no longer needs to know why he was an insomniac for 8 years.
Sleep is a part of enjoying life. Sleeping should not follow any set of rules. It is important to see it clearly. It is not that big of a deal. Now, I don't think that sleep is that important. When I need to sleep, I sleep.
For not being able to sleep, Chen learned that what is important in life is not the striving for perfection, but learning how to notice imbalances and adjust to allow them to naturally come to their conclusion.
Taiwan's Hongdao Senior Citizens Welfare Foundation has service stations all over the island. In Taichung City, a senior citizens band was formed at the Qingshui District Station as the elderly there enjoy singing and playing music. Their musical instruments are all made from recycled materials, and their eldest member is a 94-year-old grandfather who has full attendance despite having difficulty walking.
Here in Taichung, Taiwan, each member of this band is over 70 years old. Their instruments are all made from recycled materials, such as a washboard to keep beat, lids as cymbals, and of course plastic bottles as maracas.
There are beans inside. It's fun. We have a good time.
93-year-old Grandma Wang and her 94-year-old husband are the oldest of the group. The time they spent playing music is the happiest time of their day.
I come here to have a good time.
Grandpa Wang has difficulty in keeping balance, therefore he uses his bicycle to support him when he walks to the community service station.
I need a bicycle to keep my balance as my legs are not what they used to be.
Come rain or shine, Grandpa Wang never misses a practice and was awarded for his perfect attendance.
He's very dedicated. He always asks me, Shouyun, when are we going there again?
The hands of these senior citizens, which once held farming tools, now hold on to music and happiness.
Moving to Malaysia, in March of this year, Tamping Tzu Chi volunteers stepped into Yu Guang's home, who suffered from cancer. Unfortunately, Yu passed away a month later, but this did not put a stop to the volunteers' assistance. They continue to care for the family and even have inspired Yu's family members to continue the cycle of love.
When care recipient Yu Guang was in the hospital, Malaysia's Tzu Chi volunteers assisted in cleaning up his home, taking care of his children and invalid older sister. The love and care Tzu Chi volunteer Shou Yu gave him peace of mind while receiving treatment away from home. After Yu passed, the volunteers' assistance did not cease. They helped to arrange a funeral service and scheduled Yu's sister, who suffers from mental disabilities, to receive cataract surgery and found a place for her to stay at a nursing home.
The brother passed away, so his wife needs to provide for their family now. So we asked the social worker if they can transfer the older sister's benefits to the nursing home so she can live there without worrying about her finances.
Thank you very much.
Tzu Chi's companionship has restored the older sister's smile and also inspired her family members to do good deeds, like visiting the sister and caring about her well-being.
If the volunteers can do charity work, then why can't I? So I'm doing it.
If the volunteers didn't take care of us, we would be worse off. So I am very grateful to Tzu Chi.
What was once a home, on the verge of collapse, is now a home standing firm thanks to the love and support of these volunteers.
From its construction to its official opening, a group of devoted Tzu Chi volunteers reports to the Taichung Jingsi Hall each day to offer help wherever needed. Today we take a look at this group of volunteers who have safeguarded the hall as their own home and have found much joy in devoting their time to it.
In September 2008, strong winds swept across central Taiwan, damaging the under-construction Taichung Jingsi Hall.
When Typhoon Jemmy struck, the fencing was swept to the ground.
Tzu Chi volunteers on site restored the premises to its proper condition in no time.
We quickly assembled the brothers in the Nantun area, and we dismantled and removed the debris. If anything happened on the construction site, volunteers were always there to take care of it.
In the some 1,500 days from its construction to completion, Tzu Chi volunteer Shen Guofu reported to the site every day and was tasked as the coordinator for all the volunteers.
We see this hall as our own home, so we were all very happy to help out. It felt as if we were building our own home. Finally, seeing the completion of the Jinsi Hall 5 years later, we are filled with Dharma joy.
Xie Zhengshan, who headed the construction committee then, would conduct site inspections and monitor the progress every day. As a former civil engineering professor, his days after retirement were no less fulfilling.
We are attached to every corner of this place. Our sweat and tears can be found in every corner.
Every brick, tile, flower and log is watched over by the Bodhisattvas. Tzu Chi's media volunteers also set up duty rosters to ensure each moment was captured and recorded in history. Tzu Chi volunteer Ling Shuhuai was the driving force.
Since I am from Nantun and I am also the main contact person for the media team, it's my duty. If we didn't record any of our work, if somebody needs the information in the future, we will have nothing to give them.
The entire team of kitchen volunteers are perfecting their culinary skills under the guidance of Lu Cui Huan.
We work together. I am only a link in the chain. It's about bringing everyone together with proper communication.
Devoted to safeguarding their home, Tzu Chi volunteers' footprints of love are spread across the Taichung Jingsi Hall.
The total area of the Taichung Jingsi Hall covers some 40,000 square meters of space and is 10 times larger than the previous Taichung chapter. Since its opening, over 300 volunteers assemble at the Jingsi Hall early each morning to clean up the venue, making it spotless and presentable for all who visits.
Each with a mop in hand, volunteers spread out to give the Taichung Jingsi Hall a thorough scrub.
It's a very large area, so the 7-8 of us are working together and moving forward at the same time. We use the T-shaped cleaning mops as they save water and time.
Wrap it up like this and then fold it over. This way the floors won't get damaged.
In a 40,000 square meter space, the volunteers need to walk far and wide. 81-year-old Jiang Shouqing and her 80-year-old neighbor Hong Shuding have accompanied each other over the past 6 years in maintaining the premises of the old Taichung chapter, and they now do the same at the new Jingsi Hall.
The more people, the merrier.
This is a beautiful place, even more beautiful than my own home.
Another devoted volunteer is Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Xingyun.
I sing the song when I do cleanup work each morning. Our master tells us we should hold nature in reverence.
A purified heart purifies the land.
Before, at the Taichung chapter, there was about 100 maintenance volunteers because the premises was smaller. Now, as the Taichung Jingsi Hall is 10 times its size, we have about 300 volunteers each day.
I feel like in the moment that we're cleaning, it's just as our master said, it's like scrubbing away our inner impurities as well.
The field of blessings lies not far away, but right here at home for all to cultivate.
Before the summer vacation begins here in Taiwan, Hualien at Tzu Chi Elementary School held its 13th annual Water Sports Day. Through the event, teachers hope to educate students on the spirit of teamwork and water safety. Here's more.
Students of Hualien Tzu Chi Elementary School swim through the hula hoop inside the school pool. Just before their summer vacation begins, the school holds its 13th annual water sports event.
We encourage our students to take part in water sports to cultivate the teamwork spirit.
Cheers and laughters echo the pool as students enjoy themselves. Those who can't swim also jump in the pool to pick up chess pieces under the water. Through the games, students not only show their teamwork but also learn the importance of safety.
We can play in the water during summer and with schoolmates during free time. We only swim in swimming pools or safe places.
As the students have fun, lifeguards vigilantly watch out for their safety. During summer vacations, students love playing with water to relieve the summer heat. However, it is very important to choose safe places to be watchful for their own safety.
Next, we meet Yonghe Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Xiu, who has a relatively short lifeline on her palm. In Chinese fortune telling, if a person's lifeline is short, they may have a shorter life expectancy. Thankfully, after Chen started working as a Tzu Chi volunteer, she became the master of her life and destiny. Her life story, The Sky Beyond, is now broadcasting on DaAi TV. Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers invited Chen and her family to share her story with members of the public.
After you watch my story, you can stop consulting fortune tellers. Now I am released, so don't you ever get into that mess. It is a miserable place to be.
With just a few words, Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Xiu recounts her once miserable life. The title of her life story, The Sky Beyond, was the creation of her son, Zheng Kaiwen.
The drama tries to tell us not to be controlled by our destiny. Instead, we should be the master of our own fate. Once we have built connection with more living bodhisattvas and learned more knowledge, our life will extend and reach excellence.
Through everyday practice in Tzu Chi, I have forgotten what the lifeline in my palm says. Master Zheng Yan says the meaning of life lies in its width instead of its length. Therefore, I devote myself to doing good deeds every day.
Each one of Tzu Ji's 8 Dharma seals is transformed into a specific task. Through each task, we spread the seeds of goodness, which are the sustenance of our wisdom and life.
The story of Chen Xiuxiu's family touches many participants.
I think we shouldn't be too superstitious. We have to use our own wisdom to determine our life and destiny.
We may not be able to determine our life expectancy, yet we can do our part to enrich our lives and take hold of the reins of fate.
In New Taipei City, Zhonghe District, Tzu Ji volunteers have been promoting Jingsi aphorisms to local businesses for the past 5 years. Every month, the volunteers will visit store owners door to door to replace Jingsi aphorism posters. The volunteers hope that the master's words of wisdom can inspire shop owners and passersby to change themselves for the better.
Carefully replacing the old Jingsi aphorism poster with a new one. For the past 5 years, Zhonghe District Tzu Ji volunteers have been sharing the master's words of wisdom with local businesses on a monthly basis.
I think Jingsi aphorisms are great because they can inspire us to change for the better and cleanse our hearts. I love having the volunteers putting up these posters because I know they can influence passersby.
The Tzu Ji brothers and sisters will bring me posters that are filled with wisdom. Sometimes when a customer is feeling depressed, they will feel much better after reading the master's words of wisdom. I think these phrases can bring hope to people. That's why I always look forward to Tzu Ji brothers and sisters' visit.
The master's words of wisdom not only influence the customers that walk into the stores, but the shop owners themselves.
Do not forego good deeds because they are small. Do not commit evil deeds because they are small. I always use this phrase to stay alert.
Thanks to the monthly event, the volunteers have become friends with many store owners. And through their conversations, shop owners have gained a better understanding of Tzu Ji.
This shopkeeper is already a Tzu Ji member and donates money to Tzu Ji on a monthly basis. However, when disaster strikes, she will text message me and ask me to come and pick up her donations. One time I was in Hualien, and when I received her message, I was deeply moved by her gesture.
A good phrase not only can inspire us to change for the better, but also spreads goodness further into society.
At the end of the show, we joined Tainan Tzu Ji volunteers as they hold a health seminar for the residents of Yongkan District. They especially invited a Dalian Tzu Ji hospital doctor to share with attendees the warning signs of serious health problems so that family members may better help the ones they love. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.